Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, diving back into the 10-star Kizuna Clash against Rob Lucci for the Super Evolution of Jewelry Bonnie with the Momo EXP teams. Yes, this is a regular 10-star Kizuna. There is no Super Boss. There is no 3-star strat. Make sure you are using the Suicide strat. I cannot preface that enough. If you guys want to know what the Suicide strat is, I'll leave a link to a short that I put out a while back, explaining it and showcasing how it's done, because when these particular Kizunas come around, you want to try and maximize your gains without using any of your potions, and the best way to do that is to stay on top of your assists every 15 minutes, get your ass in a good alliance, and continually put up assists over and over and over again, so that way your alliance members can maximize their ticket gains and not utilize their potions. I cannot preface that enough. And because we're going to be doing that, you do want to try and farm out as much EXP as possible. Now, unfortunately, the Laboon ship is not boosted, but we are going to utilize Momo to our advantage because 10-star Kizuna gives a lot of EXP. If you guys want to build up your accounts in terms of your pirate level without actually farming Himes and doing all that other really grindy stuff, this is a nice way to do it, and hopefully these teams help you out. Something to note, when you hit the dex variation, there is a random action, and that involves a different intimidation. It could be an attack boost and a conditional boost for 2 turns. It could be a slot boost and base attack boost for 2 turns, or it could be a slot boost and conditional boost for 2 turns. So, very annoying stuff. Like most of the time, you're probably going to see the slot effect boost one, because there's 2 of them. But I have taken that into consideration, and unfortunately, Momo's not an all booster, he's an attack booster, so we don't have to worry about it there. But if you guys enjoy this kind of stuff, if you guys are also a avid Momo/Marco EXP 10-star user, let me know down in the comment section below. And while you're down there, below the like button, hit the subscribe button, do that good stuff for me. It does help me out a great deal. So let's dive in to the first fight, which is against the strength variation of Rob Lucci. Now, the upside to this particular variation are slashes are boosted, which works great for Momo because he is a slasher boosting captain, as well as a slasher himself, which means that he is going to be getting the cooldowns, as well as doing the end of turn damage. And oh my god, game, hurry up. Why are you still connecting? There we go. So, slashes, cerebrals, and driven characters get all the good stuff. 5 turns of special blind, 2 turns of special reverse, and an intimidation for chain boundary or chain lock on stage 2. So, very annoying for that. After level 31, which these teams are designed for, defense down immunity, threshold, Grey Shield, and instant defeat immunity. 9 turns of blind on our right-hand column, all orbs to poison orbs, a tandem orb barrier for 1 tandem slot for 3 turns, normal attacks only, 6 turns of despair on after sockets, and a 90% attack down if you're below a 3.5 times chain boundary or less. If you use a set chain multiplier or a chain boost, for an unlimited amount of times, you get 6 turns of an attack down, and you lose your beneficial effects. Now, you still can actually do this, because remember, Momo can actually remove attack down. So if you want to, you could probably just slap on a chain boundary unit on this team that's a slasher, then that would probably work. And then just, you know, use Momo to remove the attack down. Now, however, that's really, really slow, and I don't want to do that. But if you do, you can just replace Brook on this team. So, obviously, we're using double Momo. Momo's going to be our attack booster. He can do end of turn damage too. He makes things very, very fast. He gives a lot of cooldowns. The entire team is slasher built and works out quite nicely. On stage 2, we have to get around special bind on our sailors. But we also have to deal with special reverse. So if you're going to be utilizing a special on turn 2, they have to be both a special bind removal and a special reverse remover. Honestly, with Momo, if you bring someone to trigger the Momo super type, you could probably just get a full bottle Wano orbs and just attack here and win. Like, I don't really see it being a problem, but I do have Robin and Law to actually give us 3 turns of a color affinity buff. Now, that's going to be carried into the final stage. However, you could just not worry about it and then just utilize them on the final stage. But they're going to be our special bind remover regardless, and you're going to need someone to remove special bind, whether or not you're using them on turn 2 or whether you're using them on turn 3. Just depends if you have that Nami spot to give you the 2 turns of cooldown. Our attack booster is obviously Momo, and then we have Roger and Odin as our orb booster. They're a massive orb booster. If you have a Wano orb, which you can easily do with the super typing of Momo, remember, you can just activate the super typing of Momo, and then you can just keep a Wano orb on them. Like, you just don't have to tap with something on stage 2. That's going to work out really, really nicely. Unfortunately, like, you're going to have to deal with, at some point, the poison orbs, so just be mindful of that. But honestly, if you just, like, if you have Momo and you just keep one orbs, you can probably just deal with the poison sockets somewhere along the line. To deal with the poison sockets, though, we are utilizing Hiyori, the treasure map rare recruit. She actually just removes poison and she just gives base stats. She's healing, a whole bunch of other fun stuff there. If you have a 1 orb on her as well, which you could actually easily keep, she's going to give you bigger base stat boost, so you could just easily just keep that. And then finally, we have Brook on the team, because Brook can just increase the color affinity boost. Remember, you can't use a chain boost or a chain boundary here, and if you use one on turn 2, it's got to be at least 4 turns, so a little bit annoying there. But remember, if you don't want to use Brook, if you want something else, you can just replace Brook and just use, like, another chain boundary unit. But that's going to be the first momentum against Strength. That one was pretty easy, obviously, because the slashes are boosters. However, it does start to get a little bit harder as we make our way down the line. On to Sai now. Cerebral's Powerhouse and Free Spirit get all the good stuff. 5 turns of Bind after Sulcus on your top row, and you get 3 turns of Poison. After level 31, there is immune to instant defeat and Grey Shield. You get full water bomb slots, and then all orbs except for Bomb or Tandem get reduced by 90%, which is very annoying because if you use 1 orbs, it just gets absolutely fucked. 150,000 damage in as you enter the stage, full immunity except for delay, 5 turns of paralysis, 6 turns of special blind, 3 turns of a 1.1 times orb boost, and normal attacks only. Lucky for us, Free Spirit's boosted, and Momo's a Free Spirit booster as well as a Slasher booster, so we can do something like this. On stage 2, we do want to bring across an orb buff. So, obviously, Momo's going to trigger on turn 1. We're going to keep the massive attack boost. We can use the 1 orbs to keep that. And then we can move on to stage 2. Now, on stage 2, we can use Robin and Koala to super swap. Use the Robin Koala special to get a 3-turn orb boost and a carryover color affinity boost. The 3-turn orb boost is very, very key, because that way we avoid the interrupt of the enemy and we don't have to worry about the 1.1 times orb boost. It's just very nice that this works. Robin Koala, again, showing how good they are. Probably the most underrated legend of the last 12 months, in my opinion. Great in PvP, great in 10-star Kazuna, great just literally across the board. Fantastic legend, and they work exceptionally well for this particular variation. To get around the special bind and the paralysis, we have Master Usopp-san, the rare recruit. He removes 5 turns of both paralysis and special binds. He is going to delay enemies as well, which it's funny because you actually can delay them, but we don't have a delay conditional booster here, so like at the end of the day, that's not really a thing. But the upside to utilizing Usopp is that he can just delay. You can actually use the Sanji support. I just realized something. You can just use the Sanji support on this Usopp. I believe you can anyway. He's going to give you a 0.5 chain boost on the whole stage. Maybe you can't use the Sanji support. I thought there was a Sanji booster for chain boosting. But I'm sure there's another chain booster for Usopp. Maybe there isn't. But he only does 5 turns of Special Mind and Paralysis, so that's why we have the Raizo support on our Momo. This old school Rare Recruit Raizo removes 2 turns of both Paralysis and Special Bind. It works so damn well, so make sure to max it out, as it's going to be super effective for this particular fight. So make sure you guys have that. We're utilizing Yamato for stage 2 purely because she's a 2-turn damage reduction unit. It just allows us to tank the 150k damage. If we have enough HP to do so, we're not going to worry about it, but I believe we're probably going to need it. And then finally, we have Kid Law. Now, Kid Law, the reason we have Kid Law here is because they give us a Tandem Orb, and they go through the barrier. So, with their special ability, they're going to set defense to 0, which is great, but they give a full water Tandem Orbs, and then they give like a big attack boost, but at the end of the day, that's not really the thing. They're just going to increase the super typing of the Momo super type, which unfortunately is not really too great. However, if you have any of these characters on the team, which I don't believe we do, you can actually get another super type with them as a Sailor, but like it's unfortunately we just don't get that. We're using the Sengoku support for a chain boost, but you could use the Beppo Sachi Penguin, not Beppo Sachi Penguin, the Beppo this unit here for a conditional boost if you want to do that as well. That might do a little bit more damage, and then find a chain boost to put on either Yamato or on Usopp. Like, that could be a thing. But that's versus Sai. That one was also pretty easy, just purely because we have access to a full Free Spirit team. The one that isn't so easy, though, is the Dex variation. And the Dex variation's problem not only lies with the random interaction, but the Despair and Pain combination, man, is going to be an absolute doozy for most teams. Big problems. Strength, Dex, and in-character get all the good stuff. 5 turns of attack down and threshold on stage 2. And then after level 31, you have to deal with your standard Grey Shield and immunity to defeat specials. You get that possible random action of the 2-turn Intimidation. 10 turns of Despair, so 7 after sockets. 3 turns of a 25k... No, sorry, 5 turns of a 25k Pain. remove your beneficial effects, which is another absolute doozy. Losing your beneficial effects, and then also having to deal with like despair and pain or that all in one hit. It's a real rough go. Full immunity except for delay, 1 turn of fear, 5 turns of special bind on your sailors, and then 99 turns of normal attacks only. So, the team I put together looks like this. Momo, unfortunately, isn't boosted for this one. However, the rest of the team should be fine. Luffy might be a bit of a problem, actually, now I'm looking at Luffy. He actually doesn't get... Oh, no, he does, because he's a strength unit. I'm a smackhead. Remember, strength, dex, and in-character get all the good stuff, so all these characters getting cooldowns. Unfortunately, you have to start as Toki, and you have to start as Nami. On stage 2, to get around the threshold and the attack down, you can switch with Nami Karina, utilize the Nami Karina special, and that's going to give you 2 turns of cooldown because you're Karina and remove the attack down and the threshold. Nami Karina, again, showing why they are a disgustingly powerful legend, and one you all should have summoned for. I screamed at people to summon for this unit, so hopefully you have them. They're very, very good. They can also use the free-to-play Baccarat character for some despair removal, and then we have the Whitebeard and the young Sabo to remove the rest of the despair. Something to note is we need this Luffy to be Limit Break expanded, so that way he has fear removal and he can get around all of the special bind. He's going to be a chain booster as well, but really he's mainly here just for that special bind and the fact that he's a Luffy, I guess. Like, that's kind of nice. Not that it matters too much. Remember, if you get the Intimidation for an attack boost, you are going to be fine. But if you get the Intimidation for an orb boost, you're not going to be fine. You're just not going to be able to use an orb boost, really. So that kind of sucks. And with that, we're just going to super swap with Odin and Toki on turn 1 and then swap back with them. Sorry, super swap with them on turn 2 and then swap back with them. Super swap on turn 1, swap, and then swap again. So that way you can actually still be the strength variation of Odin and Toki. They're going to give you a big heal and then a color affinity buff. They're also going to give resistance down for slashes as well, which is great, which means they're going to hit very, very hard. You can then super swap with our Ace and Yamato unit. They're going to give you a conditional buff, and then with this team, you're going to have a conditional buff, you're going to have color affinity, resistance, chain boundary, and an attack boost. The problem is I don't know what your HP is going to look like. Remember, you do take Despair, which was going to cut your HP because your captains lose their HP buff. And then 25k pain is just nothing to scoff at. And remember, you can't bring like effects across. So if you lose that Momo attack boost and then you use the Momo special again, that's going to be another 25k that you have to deal with. So it's a bit of a bummer, to be honest. Something that you can do though is you can replace Odin and Toki or Ace. I'd probably replace Odin and Toki, but you could replace Ace Yamato as well with Shirahoshi Mancherry. Shirahoshi Mancherry in the int variation will get cooldowns, and then you can use their special to remove the pain, and they give you a massive heal. Honestly, it might be a have to be kind of situation, but we'll have to wait and see what the HP looks like and how much damage we can take and stuff like that. And I'll do a playthrough once that comes around so we can actually see that, and if I make that change, you'll probably see that in that particular playthrough. But if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy the EXP stuff, make sure to belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly, if you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.